What happens if I tell you that there's a phone, an Android phone, that will last between 17 and 20 hours on a single charge? That's 2 days on a single charge. I am talking about this guy, the BlackBerry KEYone. Now wait, before you do the eye roll thing, I'm fully aware that some of you have grown up in a world where your first phone didn't have a keyboard, a physical keyboard, and you're wondering why the heck you would need one. And then some of you have grown up where your first phone was a BlackBerry phone connecting to your corporate mail. Well, BlackBerry sent me the KEYone to review, and I've been using it for a little over a month now, and I must tell you, this is one of the greatest phones I've used. It can do both work and play and have an amazing battery life. Let me tell you why. So a couple of things to note about the keyboard. Firstly, in the spacebar is actually a fingerprint scanner. So you put your finger on it, ta-da, and it unlocks your phone. Nice and quick, as you would expect. Another thing to notice is that the keys can be used as a trackpad. You can see I'm scrolling left and right without actually touching the screen. Of course, the screen is touch sensitive, so you can do the same actions there as well. Now another option I like is that the keys, you can set them to either launch an application or perform a specific action. For example, if I short tap on the C, it launches up my calculator. However, if I long hold the C, it will launch up an email and I can compose a new email. Now, all of these are of course configurable by me, and I've chosen these specific actions. You do that by going into your launcher and going into your settings and setting up the keyboard shortcuts over there. Right, another action that's pretty cool is that if you just double tap on the keys, effectively it becomes a trackpad, and I can move the icon, the cursor I suppose, to any point on my text, so I can actually make changes. You still get autocorrect, so you can see they still come up at the top. So if you don't know how to spell, you don't have to learn how to spell with the BlackBerry KEYone, it simply does it for you. But now, instead of just touching the keys, I can actually just swipe underneath them and it will just put that word in there. So just basically by flicking the keys up, you actually can use the autocorrect, or you simply tap on the top as you normally would. There is the camera itself. Basically, it's got a standard camera that you're used to using, 12 megapixel rear shooter. It can have the option to go panorama, video, and slow-mo, and it does that quite nicely. I will say that when you go into your video section, you do have some great options here to choose from. So if you go up to 4K at 30 frames per second, or you can go at 1080 at 60 frames per second. Now the one thing I'll mention, if you go at 4K, if you're shooting at 4K, the image stabilization doesn't work so well, so you do get a bit of a shake. So you do need to be mounted on a tripod or a stabilizer, a gimbal of some type, to keep it nice and steady. But if you shoot at 1080 at any of those resolutions and frames rates, that's perfectly fine. 60 frame rates per second, great for capturing those action shots, so you can actually slow things down without losing quality. But for your everyday shooter, 1080 at 30 frames per second simply does the job beautifully. But you do have those options as well. So overall, the camera performs really nicely, especially in good lighting conditions. It does a great job. Sometimes at night, when you're not the ideal condition, you do lose a bit of quality, but yeah, more often than not, you do manage to get the shot. You do have a nice manual mode that if you change into, it does give you so much more control. You can change the aperture, you can change the ISO, you can change the white balance, so you do have lots of options to play with, and of course everything is controllable either on the screen itself or using the keyboard. It does have a front-facing 8 megapixel camera, I think it is, which is perfect for those Snapchat, Instagram, video conferencing type of shots. So traditionally, BlackBerry hasn't been that great with their cameras, but I think on the KEYone they did a very, very nice job with that. So if you can just focus for a second, there is the camera, there's the rear shooter, flash, everything is there. It's quite cool. Okay, let's talk gaming. So Now, I've got games which are what I call time wasters, whilst you're waiting for a plane or waiting for the doctor. And those work perfectly fine. So here's Subway Surfers. And again, I'm using the screen. You can see good interaction, no delays, no lags, no anything like that. Works perfectly fine. Right, now let's go to something that's more intensive. So let's have a look at a game such as a racing car game, racing simulator. Let's plug this baby in, USB Type-C, stick it in, and immediately you got two options, charge only or boost mode. If you go into boost mode, that's your quick charge. That's going to get you 36 minutes worth of charge, will get you about 50% of battery. But the nice thing is you can also customize this. So you go into your boost mode and you can say, whatever I stick my cable in, always go into boost mode and always stick airplane mode on, for example. And that will give you an additional charge in a shorter period of time. So it's nice to be able to have that option that's customizable. Let's just unplug it and plug it back in. I want to show you this. Doesn't matter which option you select, you still got this nice little graphical interface that shows you how much battery you've got left. And then of course, you can change it from at any point from charging only to boost mode. If I'm about to go out and I want to get that extra juice, I can simply select that as an option. So 3,505 milliamp battery with an ability to go up to 50% on 36 minutes worth of boosting charge or quick charge. So that's pretty cool. You know that conversation that you have at the end of the evening where you're saying, oh, should I snap another moment? Should I add another story? Should I take this picture or not? Well, I'm worried that I'm going to have no power to call my Uber, so I better not. With the KEYone, you're not going to have that internal conversation because you know your battery is simply good to go. Now, if your first reaction to any event is, wait, let me take a selfie, you probably drunk the other Kool-Aid and you're going to keep drinking it, and that's fine. But if you're a business owner, if you're in the emergency services, if you're someone who's constantly needs to be connected, if you're someone who's in the media who wants to get some real work done when you're out of the office on your device, this is absolutely a phone for you. And I definitely urge you to give that a go, try it for yourself, stop listening to those people who've had the phone for an hour and have given an opinion. I've literally had this phone as my main phone and the only phone that I've had for the last month, and I couldn't be happier using this device. So from me to you, I can tell you one thing, go and try it out for yourself and you will see why this is an absolutely incredible phone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching another episode of Talking Tech with a Techie Guy. If you're new here, don't you want to hit that subscribe button so you'll get notified when we have new videos? And if you're an old member of this club, thanks for watching again. Hit the thumbs up and I'll see you on the next episode of Talking Tech with a Techie Guy. Oh, hold on, you gotta do this. That's my Lorna. Oh.